just have a sellout this Saturday?
Well, we're going to have a sellout. Okay, we're going to go with that. It means a lot. I think that it's a big time program is what that means, because big time programs have sellout crowds and they have good atmosphere, and I think that everybody would agree that there is a home field advantage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the crowd noise bothers an offense. It helps the defense. I think it does create momentum. I think it does create excitement. I think just the rumors and the buzz about that it is going to be full has helped our practices. Especially for the older kids, because they were the young, older guys were really used to some bad crowds. Now you're right. I came here in 2005, and we had 33,000, I think, for Duke that first game. Stadium only held about 40 at that time, and I remember Terry Holland was ecstatic that we had 33,000 coming to the game and was saying, "This is awesome," and we were like, "There's a lot of empty seats out there." And then that grew, and then Ruff's first game, we had to build a whole new section down there, which got tore down, if you'll remember, in the Tulsa game. And so I remember the guys from Texas, Lincoln and his guys, where everything's bigger and better in Texas, right? And they were all of a sudden, they walked out of the game and they said, "I got to say, that's pretty good right there now." You know what I'm saying? East Carolina, you're right, is a big-time program. So there's just all those things right there. Now, it won't have anything to do with me. I'm going to be in the press box. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be nice and cool, okay, and the whole bit. But it's going to help the players down there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help them, I think. And this place can rock now. I have been here many games. It'd be too many to go through to where the crowd was unbelievable. I have a lot of coaching friends that are in other leagues that are supposedly the bigger leagues, the better leagues. And they had told me, "I'm tell you what now, your crowd's a lot better than all the crowds in our league. This is more like that other league down there in the even more southeast." So, is that enough? you knew better not to ask me a question, right?
People put a lot of stress on the first game of the season, but talk about a little about the first drive. There's going to be so many nerves and a lot of emotion rolling. What are you hoping to get out of that first drive for the new guys and also the return?
Well, we're hoping we'll take it and go score. We always have the debate about with the coin toss. If we win the coin toss, do we take the ball? Do we defer it to the second half? I think most people probably defer. Coach Houston is from the defensive side of the world. They always think that way, the Belichicks of the world and those guys. I always lobby to try to get the ball. I'd rather have it. I think the guy that bats first gets to bat the most, so we'd rather have the ball first. It's just you're just in a zone. You know what I'm saying? You practice it, you prepare it. If you do it right, the team should be relaxed. Those are the plays that they should know the best. Those are the plays that we've worked the most. Normally, they play the defenses that they play the most. So we've had good success early, I think, moving the ball and scoring here. I hope that will continue. If we don't score, though, we can't just go into the hole, like that too. It's a long game. It's a field position game anyhow. So at worst, I hope we would move it and put them in the hole once we had the ball.
How do you take and get your offensive line ready for that physical defensive front of NC State?
We go against our defensive front every day, and that's about as good as you can do. Now, their D-line is good. I will say that. I have a huge amount of respect for their entire defense and their entire team. Coach Doran and his staff are terrific. They've done a great job. They've recruited very well. You add Coach McNeil to that, I'm sure they're going to be pumped up and they're going to be coming. He's a D-line specialist, at that as well. So it is a challenge. Our guys know that, though. But we have been able to rehearse that, I think, going against our defense. Yeah. Well, the problem is the three of them are that good, and now that they've been hurt, the other guys that were their backups have gotten to practice and prepare like their starters, and so that's just made them even deeper. And early in the season, especially when it's hot and it's humid, and they give you a 12 o'clock kickoff, which I know all the ECU fans were in favor of, wanting that 12 o'clock kickoff, the conditioning part kicks in, and that's where the depth really kicks in as well too. So the defense in itself, though, is just so multiple. They can do so many things with their defense. And so we got, like I say, we got a challenge ahead of us. We know that. We've tried to prepare. It is not the same defense as we run by no means, but there is some crossover in there that we've been able to practice speed on speed. So we've seen good linebackers. We've seen that before. And I feel good. We got a veteran quarterback. Okay, we actually opened up with them in 2019. I feel a lot better on this Wednesday than I did that Wednesday. We were going up there. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to figure out. I wish COVID would have been around then. I might have been able to go down or something. But I feel a lot better now. So shouldn't have joked about COVID, though. It's probably bad luck. So I hold it there.
When you look at it from that perspective, I was going to ask, like, how much more comfortable in your role now compared to then are you, just from the standpoint of you actually kind of know what you have? Clearly, they're a great challenge, but
Yeah.
that challenge kind of knowing
Oh.
what you guys have built.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm old. I've been around. You know what I'm saying? I was a head coach, called the plays. I've been the coordinator at different places and the whole bit. The part that's good is that now we've been in the same system, for the most part now, going on year 4. We got the same quarterback. We don't have really a lot of the same other players. The biggest challenge offensively we've got, or maybe my biggest fear, is that we do have a lot of new guys. They're not necessarily young guys, okay, but especially like at the receivers, but they are new. They have not been in our system. So they still make mistakes or have mental bust because of verbiage and just the way we do things and being that just different from what they're used to. So we've practiced it. We try to put them under game-like stress. In practice, we have super intensive practices. We have a lot of competition in there. The coaches are all personality type A. They're all like high demand. So we try to put them in that situation. I tell them the game should be fun. Practice should be the one that you're nervous about. You're really having to get through, and then game day, just let it roll. Go out there and do what you can do, and it'll be a game of some ups and it'll be a game of some downs. Defensively, they got like 10 starters back, so they're really seasoned. They are really, really good at causing havoc, meaning tackles for a loss, causing turnovers, having bad plays. Our challenge is to stay out of that. Now, their weakness is they've given up some big plays. So they have that type of a defense because they're so aggressive. They play the go, make the big play, get the turnover, get the ball back, get good field position for their offense. Our defense does the same thing. So I feel like we've prepared for it, but that is my concern that they'll be out there causing havoc, and we'll have not a young guy, but a new guy blow it like, oh, I thought you said, or I thought the signal was this, and no, it was that.
In the grand scheme of the first game, the big hype around the first game versus your season goals, what is the difference between this game and your goals?
Well, I think our ultimate goal, the team, is more about the conference. Now, we know how important this is, but this is truly a non-conference game. It's a little bit like not a Super Bowl, but like a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? It's really a little bit like a bowl game in that you're playing an opponent, that is good, because all teams in bowl games are good. They're used to winning. You throw in the rival part of this thing, which it is. It's a rival. I know there were some people up there that did not think it was a rival, but it's a rival, okay? And but we're not just talking about that game. You know what I'm saying? When we were in preseason, we started really on game 4 and worked our way back to game 1, because that's kind of what you do. You kind of prepare for like the first month, so that first month you won't be just in the office till 3 in the morning. At least you can get out here by midnight. So you kind of prepare for those first 4, because that's all the new stuff, and you work your way back. So now we've been on them for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and coaches wise, I don't know. And coaches said a little bit. The assistant coaches have hardly said anything about who we're playing. I mean, the kids know that. Everybody's telling them that. So, there was a pretty bad moment up there. Our first year, I didn't think that was very good, but they tell me that was a lot better than it was the year before. So hopefully we're trending.
You kind of mentioned that they're kind of a boom and bust defense, get a lot of stuff here on
Yeah.
all over the place. Do you have to change your play calling style when you go as a team like that as opposed to?
I think you have to be a little bit smart about what you call, knowing that you can't just call anything you want. There are some rule busters. You have rules that allow you to teach your players how do they know who to block, how do they know where to go. There are rules. You know what I'm saying? 2 outside, 1 inside, 3 technique, 1 high, 2 high safeties. There are things like that. Those are the progressions that are there forever. You can't reteach those every week. You can't put a whole new system in every week. They have some rule busters. You know what I'm saying? Coach Harold and them do too. That's the big thing, is that we've already had to prepare for that a little bit. They've got some of those odd defenses where you would have thought back when Bear Bryant came up with all this stuff, you'd never do that. Okay, people do that now because the game is all about big plays on both sides of the ball. So yeah, we got to prepare a little bit. Like, okay, this could be all out. They might be bringing 11. You know what I'm saying? They can always bring one more than you can block because somebody's got the ball. So you always have that disadvantage offensively. So we're prepared for them to have 2 more. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.